The Raw intro video aired. After that it was a shot of the KC crowd. Edge made his entrance after that to a big bop. The commentary team of Jimmy Smith, Corey Graves and Byron Saxton recapped what happened at Clash at the Castle when Dominic Mysterio attacked Edge and Rey Mysterio after Edge/Rey beat Judgment Day in tag team action.
Edge Dominic Mysterio. Edge said that he's known him since he was 5 years old and they had fun in the backstage area. Edge talked about how he would stay at Rey's house when they would be in the San Diego area. Edge spoke about how he calmed Dominic down last year before his first match in front of a live audience. Edge said Dominic felt like a nephew to him, so what's going on? Edge said he apologized when he accidentally hit Dom with a spear. Edge said that his heart told him that he didn't need to worry about Dom. Edge spoke about how he didn't come back to get between Rey and Dominic, he came back to help because Judgment Day is his responsibility. Edge talked about how he knows Rey raised Dominic better than that. Edge looked into the camera saying he's looking at Dominic like a WWE superstar and a man's game pays a man's price. Edge told Dom to come down to the ring now while adding that they aren't going to talk, Edge is going to beat his ass. Rey Mysterio made his entrance with a serious look on his face as he got into the ring with Edge. Rey got into the ring telling Edge saying that he's asking for an apology on Dom's behalf. The fans booed that with Rey saying Dom is still his son. Edge said that Rey knows that Edge loves him, so Edge reminded Dominic that he's old enough to drive, to drink, to be in this ring and to stand up for his actions. Edge called for Dominic again. It was Rhea Ripley from the Judgment Day group. Ripley stood by the entrance area telling Edge to calm down because they got what was coming to them. Rhea said that Edge thought he could replace Dominic and Rey thought he could protect Dominic because he was his baby boy. Rhea said that Dominic is not Rey's baby boy anymore because Rhea saw the potential in him and she made Dominic into a man. Dominic walked out from the backstage area in all black attire with his hair slicked back. Rey told Dominic to snap out of it saying he still had time to make amends with Edge and Ma.
Fatal 4-Way number 1 Contenders Tag Team Match, The New Day, Kofi Kingston Xavier Woods, vs. Alpha Academy, Chad Gable Otis, vs. Los Lotharios, Angel Humberto, vs. Street Profits, Montez Ford Angelo Dawkins. The winners of this match get a tag team title match. 2 guys are legal in the ring while the other 6 are on the apron and the first fall wins. They started the match leading to Kofi and Woods tagging in, so they had to face off as the 2 legal men with Woods laying down for Kofi. After Kofi tried to cover, the other teams broke it up. New Day cleared the ring and then Kofi, Woods each hit dives over the top of the guys on the floor. That led to a break. Ford was legal with Humberto, then Gable tagged in against Ford and there was an enziguri by Ford leading to Dawkins tagging in. Dawkins with a jumping back elbow on Gable, then a corner splash. Dawkins with a jumping kick on Gable. Dawkins with a double underhook slam. Kofi with a jumping knee and Dawkins launched Kofi over the top onto a few guys on the floor. Dawkins jumped over Gable followed by Dawkins jumping over the top to the floor. That was impressive. Gable was legal against Ford, who landed on his feet and Dawkins launched Gable into a suplex by Ford for 2 because Otis made the save. Otis with a back elbow on Dawkins. Otis tagged in. Angel back in with a super kick because I guess he tagged in and 6 of the guys were on opposite corners. Kofi with sunset flip powerbomb on Dawkins, then Woods was superplexed and Humberto jumped off the top, but Gable caught him with a German suplex. Otis was legal, so he jumped off the middle rope with a splash on Ford and Kofi broke up the pin with a double foot stomp. That led to a break. Ford with a jawbreaker on Otis. Gable tagged in and Ford hit a body slam on Otis. The fans popped for that because it was an impressive body slam on a big man. Both of the Lotharios hit moonsaults off the middle ropes onto guys on the floor. Ford hit a frog splash off the top on Otis, but Gable was legal and he applied an ankle lock. All of a sudden, Braun Strowman's music hit and the former Universal Champion was back in WWE. The fans popped huge for Braun as walked down to the ring shirtless with some red pants. Strowman got into the ring while the referee bailed to the floor and Strowman destroyed Gable with a clothesline. I guess that's it for the match. It was around 14 minutes. Raquel Rodriguez Aaliyah vs. Doudrop Nikki Ash. This was not a title match. Doudrop worked over Aaliyah a bit while Damage Control's Bailey, Dakota Kai Sky were shown watching on a TV backstage. Jimmy mentioned the illegal competitor being pinned last week. Nikki kicked Aaliyah's arm to stop a tag, but then Raquel managed to get the tag. Raquel ran over Nikki with a shoulder tackle, then a shove across the ring and Raquel hit a fallaway slam on Nikki. Raquel went for a slam on Doudrop, who was legal, but that didn't work and Doudrop got a trip followed by a senton splash for 2. Aaliyah tackled Nikki on the floor, that distracted Doudrop, who was on the middle rope. Raquel picked up Doudrop for an impressive Texana bomb for the pinfall win after about 4 minutes. Winners by pinfall, Raquel Rodriguez Aaliyah. Austin Theory made his entrance with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Theory did a promo about how even though he failed his cash-in, because Tyson Fury punched him in the face, he's still holding Money in the Bank and he's going to be the future undisputed champion. Theory kept on saying that he was going to end the title reign of Roman Reigns and become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Kevin Owens interrupted Theory, mocking him for his jaw. Owens also made a joke about how he can call Theory by the name Austin Theory because he has 2 names again. Owens said that Fury did Theory a favor because if Theory tried to cash in, Drew or Roman would have put him into the ground and would have lost the opportunity forever. Theory said that Owens talks about championships, but he hasn't won one in years. Theory said that he wins championships and he's Mr. Money in the Bank. Theory said Owens can be first in line after Theory becomes the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Owens talked about how if it wasn't for Jey Uso and Paul Heyman then he would have ended Roman's title run 6 months into it. Owens complained about how he wasn't in the Money in the Bank ladder match, then he would have won Money in the Bank and would have been the guy to take Roman Reigns down. Theory said that sounds like a fairy tale, but he thinks this is reality and Owens is trying really hard to stay relevant. Owens said that's why he is where he is today. Owens said that Theory was the hand-picked future of WWE, but not anymore. Owens told Theory that any second now, a referee is going to slide into the ring and the next thing that happens is a guy says enough talking, let's fight, and the match is on. Kevin Owens vs. Austin Theory. Theory left the ring right away, so Owens left the ring and hit a clothesline on the floor. Owens chopped Theory a few times. Back in the ring, Theory punched Owens a few times and Owens hit a clubbing clothesline in the corner. Owens hit the cannonball splash against the turnbuckle. Owens hit a frog splash off the apron on Theory on the floor. The match returned with Theory sending Owens out of the ring, but that was a mistake because Owens sent him into the barricade. Owens sent Theory into the top of the commentary table and back into the ring. Theory was able to come back with a roll-through dropkick to knock Owens down. Theory grounded Owens with an armbar following replays of Tyson Fury punching Theory at the Clash show on Saturday. Owens broke free with punches, Theory with a kick to the chest and Owens hit 2 clotheslines. Owens bounced off the ropes with a clothesline sending Theory out of the ring. Owens went for a senton splash off the apron on the floor, but Theory got the knees up and Owens was selling a back injury. There was picture-in-picture action according to some friends tweeting me, but that's not shown here in Canada on Sportsnet. Anyway, Owens shoved Theory off the top rope and Owens hit a frog splash for 2. Owens to the turnbuckle. Theory picked up Owens on his shoulders followed by a spinning sit-out slam for a 2 count. Theory picked up Owens, but Owens slipped to his back. Owens hit a super kick and Theory avoided the pop-up powerbomb attempt. Theory with a boot up. Owens charged. Theory moved and Owens hit the ring post. They were on the floor with Theory sending the back of Co's head, neck into the steel steps. Owens took that bump great by hitting the steps with his hands to make the noise. Owens got back in the ring before the 10 count. Theory hit a cradle suplex into the knee for a backbreaker for a 2 count. Theory wanted a superplex off the top rope, but Owens blocked it with punches that knocked Theory down. Owens was on the middle turnbuckle. Owens hooked the leg and Owens hit the fisherman suplex off the middle ropes like he loves to do. The fans were cheering for Co a lot. Co hit a pop-up powerbomb with no pin attempt, then a kick to the gut and stunner for Owens for the pinfall win. This match went about 18 minutes. Winner by pinfall, Kevin Owen. The trio of Bayley, Dakota Kai Io made their entrance in non-wrestling gear. They have the theme song and Damage Control logo. They say control even though it's spelled as control, so we are not calling it Damage CTRL but Damage Control as the name. Just confirming it for you if you are not watching. Bayley bragged about beating Bianca Belair, Asuka Alexa Bliss at Clash at the Castle. Kai said that they are taking control. Io said that next week they are taking the women's tag team titles. Kai said that she wasn't legal last week, so Raquel Aaliyah can pretend to be champions for another week so they can take back what is theirs. Bayley said that they were able to overcome and she pinned Bianca Belair, who wasn't pinned in about 300 days. Bayley bragged about what they did. So here comes Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair made her entrance with the Raw Women's title around her waist. Belair said she put her pride aside and showed up. Belair suggested a singles match against Bayley right here tonight. Bayley said shush please while adding that it's Labor Day so she is not working today and all they are doing is celebrating that Bayley beat Belair. Bianca said that it took the three of them to take Belair down. Belair said that Bayley might have her minions, but Belair has the Raw Women's title. Belair said that unless Bayley has this title, she is in control of nothing. The trio surrounded Belair in the ring, but then Bayley told her allies to back away without any physicality. Bayley was on the floor saying she already beat Belair and she has nothing else to prove. Bayley claimed that Belair tried to play Miss Perfect all the time and she knows Belair can't handle one loss. Bayley said that they have better things to worry about like her girls getting the women's tag team titles next week. Bayley said that if and when she wants that title, she'll get it one way or another. Bayley stood behind her friends on the floor while Belair was in the ring. Damian Priest vs. Rey Mysterio. Priest was dominant in the first couple of minutes including a hard whip into the turnbuckle. Priest charged at Rey, who moved in. Priest went shoulder first into a turnbuckle. Rey hit a springboard crossbody block followed by punches to the face. Priest with knees to the ribs followed by a kick to the ribs. Rey came back with a head scissors takedown sending Priest out of the ring. Rey with a dropkick knocking Priest down on the floor. The trio of Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley went down to ringside. Rey was distracted and when Rey jumped off the apron, Priest punched him in the ribs. Rey was down on the floor as the show went to break. Priest was in control of Rey with a chin lock in the ring while Balor, Dominic and Ripley were on the floor watching the match. Rey hit a jawbreaker, Priest with the bell clap on the head. Rey avoided a corner attack and Rey hit an up kick. Rey sent Priest out of the ring followed by Rey hitting a somersault dive over the top onto a standing Priest on the floor. Great spot that Rey makes look easy even in his late 40s. Rey kicked Priest in the head. Then Rey went up top and hit a senton on Priest. Rey hit a lionsault moonsault off the middle rope for 2. Rey stared at Dominic, who had no emotion on his face. Priest launched Rey face first into the top rope. Priest hit a kick to the head for 2. Priest charged into Rey, who got a boot up to the face and Rey hit a DDT counter. Rey went up, but Priest was there to stop him with a forearm to the face. They were battling on the top turnbuckle with Rey hitting a Hurricane Rana, or Frankensteiner, off the top for a 2 count. Rey sent Priest into the ropes. Priest avoided a 619 kick and Priest hit a spin kick to knock Rey down. Priest tried to move, but Rey countered with a Hurricane Rana into the ropes. Dominic got in Rey's way to block a 619 attempt. Rey knocked Balor off the apron. Ripley distracted the referee and Priest hit Rey with a clothesline. Priest hit the South of Heaven sit-down chokeslam for the pinfall win after 13 minutes. United States Championship Steel Cage Match, Bobby Lashley vs. The Miz, W/Tommaso Ciampa. The only way to win the match is by pinfall, submission or leaving the cage with both feet touching the floor. The Miz was in control while Lashley was selling the left arm injury. Lashley managed to get back up and hit a shoulder tackle using the right arm and driving it into Miz's ribs. Miz got out of a suplex attempt by pulling on the left arm to slam it into the mat. Miz worked over Lashley with his light kicks followed by a kick to the head for 2. Lashley prevented Miz from walking out the door. Miz tried to climb to the top of the cage, but Lashley brought Miz down and tripped up Miz on the ropes. Lashley ran over Miz with 2 clotheslines and a one-arm belly-to-belly suplex across the ring. Lashley with a clothesline, a running shoulder tackle and a neck breaker while Lashley sold the left arm injury well. Lashley sent Miz into the cage 3 times in a row, followed by Lashley hitting a flatliner for 2. Miz tried to get out the door, but Lashley stopped Ciampa from helping Miz. Lashley rammed Miz's back into the cage a few times. Lashley wanted a hurt lock, but Miz elbowed the injured left arm and Miz elbowed Lashley in the head. Miz climbed the cage again, but Lashley was there as they stood on the top rope. Lashley sent Miz into the cage and Miz bumped into the ring. Ciampa used a chair to hit the cage, so Lashley went to the mat and Miz was there with a jumping knee attack for 2, leading to a break. Miz was in control, grounding Lashley, but Lashley powered back up and drove Miz into the cage again. Lashley charged. Miz avoided it and Miz sent Lashley into the turnbuckle. Miz climbed to the top of the cage. Lashley went after him and had a hold of Miz on the top rope. Lashley gave Miz a superplex off the top rope back into the ring. Lashley tried a spear. Miz avoided it and Lashley hit the cage, followed by Miz hitting the skull-crushing finale for 2. The Miz tried to crawl out the door, but Lashley got a hold of him. Lashley sent Miz into the cage. Then Miz took a weak bump. Lashley was going out the door. Ciampa tried to slam it. Lashley stopped it and Lashley sent the door into Ciampa. Miz got back to slam the door on Lashley's head. Back repeatedly. The Miz climbed the top of the cage. Then he looked down and there was a camera from above showing that Dexter Lumis was under the ring. Miz was terrified by Lumis again, so he went back down into the ring. Lashley hit a spear on Miz for the pinfall win after 13 minutes. Winner by pinfall, Bobby Lashley. After the match, Lumis climbed the cage to get into the ring. Lashley prevented Miz from leaving the cage. Ring area. Lumis applied the silence choke, sleeper, and Miz passed out. Graves was screaming about how somebody had to do something to stop this. That's how Raw ended.